let me tell you what exactly we have done in our last session, and then we will process towards the remaining part. So we started off with credit management in our last session. And I told you like the normal FI/AR credit management that we were using from years, the FD32 screen to update the credit master data and all those transactions which were part of SD and finance. It is not available anymore in SAP S/4HANA. And in ECC, there was another feature, another functionality called as FSCM credit management. So some of the customers were already using FSCM credit management, and some of the customers, or maybe most of the customers, around 90% of the customers were using old credit management. So for those customers who were using old credit management, they need to mandatorily migrate their credit management component to FSCM credit management. And I told you earlier we were doing the configuration through SD node, and now all the configurations, all the master data, even transactions, all of them must be done via FSCM component. Okay, and we already done some configuration. I shown you how to create a enterprise structure starting with a credit segment on top of the credit control area. So you have credit segment at top, under which you can have one or multiple credit control areas, under which you can have one or more company codes. Okay, so that setup we already done, the enterprise structure setup we already done, and even we perform some of the other configuration up till the automatic credit check. So let me just shortly give you the overview where we reached, and then I'll start off with what things we need to continue. So within financial supply chain management, this is that component called as credit management. And within this, you have this integration with AR and SD. Within the integration to SD, first of all, you define the credit segment. We can define the credit segment either here or in master data. So normally we define in the master data here, which is this one. Okay, so credit segment, we defined it as S-log. After that, we move towards the other areas like assigning the credit control area to credit segment. So this is our credit control area, which is assigned to this credit segment. Okay, and we also assign the sales area to credit control area, which is again S-log, to credit control area, again S-log. And in the enterprise structure, we create the credit control area and assign it to the company code. So that is from the enterprise structure point of view. After that, there are other settings like determine the active receivables per item category, which allows you to specify whether for a particular item category, the credit management is active or not. So this is a standard item which we normally use whenever we create any particular sales order. Apart from that, there are a lot of item categories which may be required in your day-to-day activities. So you need to specify here like which of the item categories are relevant for credit management and which are not. This is exactly same, only the thing is the path is different. Earlier you were configuring through SD, now you are configuring through here. Define credit group, assign sales document and delivery document. This is again the same thing that you were defining in ECC. Even the define automatic credit control, but we identified some of the changes here. Okay, that is exactly what we need to discuss in detail, and then we need to proceed towards the transactions. Okay, so now, if you remember, last time I shown you the screen, define credit control area, define automatic credit control. So here, we have a credit control area and a risk category or risk class, whatever you call it as. You have a credit group, which means whether this delivery, or it is relevant for order, or it is relevant for the goods issue. Okay, and you specify here whether for this combination the credit management is active or not, and if it is active, what will be the behavior of the system whenever you are going to exceed the credit limit. So currently it is reaction is C. C means system will issue the warning message when the credit limit will be exceeded. Okay, and the important difference here is earlier in ECC there were a lot of other checks. Let me just open that screen here. I think ECC is already open. I'm just trying to find that. Okay, this is the ECC system. So if I go to transaction OVA8, which is used for automatic credit control, and here if I see this how it is defined. So if you compare this thing with this particular thing, you can see this part from till here, till this number of days is same, after which all these things like credit limit, seasonal factor, check in financial accounting, old AR summary, static, dynamic, there are a lot of things which you were defining here earlier. What will be the behavior of the system you are defining here? Okay, whether you get this message, A means what? A warning. If your dynamic limit is exceeded, if the document value is exceeded, what kind of message you should get, if there is any critical field which is changed, what type of message you are going to get, all these things you are defining here. And not only the message, what will be the behavior, whether the order will be blocked for release or not. Okay, so for example, if the maximum document value, which is this one, if this limit is exceeded, what should be the behavior of the system? From the dynamic point of view, what will be the time horizon? Okay, from the number open items, from the number of days, what will be the number of days? What will be the highest turning level? Okay, there were a lot of factors apart from just the limit. In this particular case, it is only the limit. What about the other factors? So if we say this is only available, then this is something which is not allowing us the features which are supported in ECC. But that is not the case. All these things are still available. Only thing is they are not getting configured from here. There is new setting is in place. Okay, so if I take you to transaction BP, where we define the credit management role. So this is my business partner, and for this particular credit segment, this is the limit that we have defined. Okay, and if I go to this general data, credit profile, check rule, this is very important. What is check rule? Currently, we have assigned this 01. Sorry, this is, let me just come out of this. This is 1511 server in order to avoid the confusion. Okay, so this is my S4. Let me just, even EHP7, let me just log off. Okay, now we are only on SAP S4. Okay, so if I go to transaction BP, okay, and let's say this is my customer, and this is what I'm talking about, check rule 01. My current customer or the business partner is assigned to check rule 01. Under this check rules, there are a lot of different conditions which are available in OVA 8 till now. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so all these checks which are available till now here, they are moved to check rule. And where exactly that check rule is available? So it is available under the SPRO node, SPRO, and SAP reference IMG. Under this financial supply chain management, you have credit management, credit risk monitoring, credit limit check, and this one, define checking rules. Okay, so here there are 3 different rules created. Okay, first one is going to check static as well as dynamic credit limit. Second is going to check only static, and third one is going to check dynamic. So it is all based on your configuration. This is just a description which is provided by SAP. So let's say, for example, if we go for 01, which we assigned to our customer, what kind of different checks will be performed? It is going to perform the check on maximum document value, which we were performing in the subsequent screens in OVA 8. Maximum dunning value, age of oldest open item, payment behavior index, and overdue open items. Apart from this also, if you have some requirements, you can keep on adding your conditions, okay, and based on that, your checks will be performed. Okay, but now, let's say, for example, if I want to activate this maximum document value, so what will be the maximum document value that you can define at credit segment level? So if I click on this and click on credit segment, you can see for a particular segment, you can have a different limit set. Okay, so checking rule you are not creating at the credit control area or credit segment level. You are creating a checking rule as the what you can say at a client level, but within the checking rule you can have the characteristics defined at different credit segment levels. Right, this is one of the questions that somebody asked. I don't remember, sorry, the name, but somebody asked this question that there are a lot of other things which we are able to see in ECC, whether all that are gone or how exactly they will be handled. So they will be handled via this checking rule. Right? Any questions regarding checking rule?
Hey, hi Gaurav, Manish here.
Yes, Manish.
Yes, could you please come again that credit segment tab there only?
Yes.
Means these many segments are assigned with this 0000 have different document value. So where we are assigning these segments, these credit segments?
These are assigned at the business partner level, right? Whenever you are creating the business partner, you are specifying, see, credit segment S log. So now, when we are saying
Okay.
credit segment S log and we have this credit profile checking rule as 01. So the combination of this will be checked from this particular screen.
Yes, got it. But like this check rule have different checks. Again, different checks have different credit segments. Correct? So which credit segment would apply? Like 00000001, which credit maximum document value will apply?
It will be based on the credit segment. So for example, our credit segment is S log, right?
Yes.
So for example, if we provide the maximum document value as this, so this will be taken care in our case.
Got it.
Okay, maybe you were confused by the term credit segment. You thought that is something standard available. Okay, no. Credit segment is, as I told you, it is a top node within the new credit management. It comes over and above your credit control area.
I think the question was about where this BP 182 is associated with SLOG credit segment. I think that was the question.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, can you just come again?
Yeah, on the BP 182, was it linked to the credit segment SLOG on the BP screen?
Yes, under the BP also we have this credit segment where we specifying this one.
Yeah, that's what I think his question was. Where is the link between the credit segment and BP?
Yes. So he was asking if I specify S log here, then which one will be taken, 000 or 001? But it is depending upon the, it is 1-to-1. I mean, the credit segment is same. It is not going to be 000 or something else. It will be whatever is specified here.
Yeah, I mean, BP cannot be assigned to credit control area anymore. It's all assigned to credit segment level, right?
Yes. In ECC, we were specifying the credit control area. Whenever we were creating the credit customer master, we were assigning the customer and credit control area. But now, since as I told you, FSCM is more than that. It can club many of your distributed landscape system. And if you want the centralized credit limit, it has to be on the credit segment level. So even if you don't have credit, even if you don't have distributed system, the structure is like that only.
Yeah, but because everything is managed at the credit segment level going forward, do we really need to have a credit control area going forward?
Yes. Again, the reason is, what if you are following the distributed system landscape? So for example, this particular system is using FSCM credit management. Let's say another system which is working on ECC, for example, there is no credit segment and we are following the old credit management there. So in that case, if you want to have a centralized credit control, your credit control area data will come into this system, right? And it will be clubbed at the credit segment level.
Hi, Gaurav, is Vinny here. Another question. So like previously, credit was done at the company code level. So if you done now at the segment level, can we assign this segment to the different company codes still?
Yes. Because
credit segment.
See. Credit segment can be assigned to multiple credit control areas. And one credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes. So you can have 10 company codes which are assigned to one controlling area, and that one controlling area is assigned to one credit segment. So one credit segment ultimately has 10 company codes assigned to it.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
So this is Vijay again. I need a little more clarity on that. Suppose one company code in a different country, like Europe, they are using ECC, which they control only at the credit control area. Okay? They have a 1 million for a given customer, and still the credit control area need to be assigned to credit segment in S4HANA 1610.
Yes, that is the reason when you created a credit segment, it has asked you for the currency. What will be the currency of the credit segment? So irrespective of what is your currency in your credit control areas, when the data will come to the centralized system, it will be converted into one single currency, which is defined at the credit segment level.
So that means when I am doing a transaction ECC, it will check at the credit control area in the ECC system and come onto the S4HANA and check at the credit segment level, is it? The credit limits?
Yes. Yes. Whenever you will be performing any transaction in your ECC system, in real time, if the system interface is made in such a way, if you are using the centralized credit control, it will come into the system, it will check the credit availability in the credit segment, and accordingly it will react.
Okay. But what if I don't want to come to S4HANA? I am good with ACC and I still operate my credit checks, everything in a credit control area. And what is the need for us to create those customers here? Like a customer in ACC, do I need to create a DP here in S4HANA?
Sorry, can you just come once again?
Yeah, as I said, Europe has got a customer, Europe company code, which is running on ECC. Okay, and for a given customer ABC, I got a 1 million credit limit at the credit control area level. Okay, and when I'm doing a transaction, why should I come to S4HANA system and check the credit limit at the segment level?
No, in that case, if you don't want the centralized credit limit, you can control at this ECC level also. That is not compulsion.
Oh, okay.
It all depends upon your scenario. So in some of the cases, you may require the centralized credit limit rather than the credit limit at your system level. If you are happy with the system level, then credit control area is the highest node. But if you are not happy and you want centralized credit control, only in that case, you will go for this option. But the problem here is, irrespective of whether you are following the centralized credit limit or not, if you are in SAP S/4HANA, you have to follow the structure. You have to create a credit segment because the other option is not at all available. But in ECC, it is still available.
Yeah, I understand. In case if it is we are running only on S/4HANA, we definitely need credit segment. When we are combining the systems and use a consolidated credit limit, then in order to integrate the ECC to centralized credit, we will use a credit control area assigned to credit segment, right? But if we want to have two systems, one is purely S/4HANA in the US and ECC in Europe, I need to have a credit control area in the S/4HANA system, or I don't need it?
Credit control area will be required even if you are using a single system. So currently, for example, we created a S-log, right, which is available in the same system itself.
Right.
Then to not directly assign company code to credit segment, credit control area has to come in between. So irrespective of whether you are following the distributed system landscape or a single system, you have to create both of these elements.
Yeah, done.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions before we proceed?
Whereas the customer specific user access will be done?
Customer specific user
exits, like user 1, 2, 3 there, which is previously used for user exits, whereas the customer wants some specific type of credit management. So we will take that user 1, 2, 3, whichever how many we want it, and we will go for user exit. So what that type of configuration, how we will do it here?
User exit, I need to check because user 1, 2, 3, I got your point, which was available in OVD8 earlier, whether that is available or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I told you what is, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. So I told you what is, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Gaurav.
Okay. So I told you what is this check rule, but the question is what is this rule still? Okay, don't get confused in between rules and check rule. For us, this is important, check rule. And this rules, as I told you, FSCM also provides the functionality where whenever you want the system to perform the rankings, scorings, as well as the credit limits automatically getting calculated from the system based on the credit rating agencies. Okay, so that is that particular rule, which will allow you to calculate the credit limit and the score for the customer based on the information that you receive from the credit rating agencies, which is totally the functionality which was never available in the normal credit management. And if you want to activate it, there are a lot of interfaces that you need to connect via your the credit rating agencies, and you need to do a lot of configuration so that these calculations can be performed automatically in the background. So this is not relevant if we talk from the credit management that we were using till now. There is no corresponding functionality which was available in AR credit management. So please don't get confused between this rules and this check rule. We are focusing on this check rule only.
Yeah, but who will set that up? Like from where that will flow?
This one?
Yeah.
This has to be, then you need to involve your FSCM consultant who is expert into this interfaces.
So can
Because
I
this is something
if I don't want it?
I don't think so. It will allow you blank, but irrespective of whatever you put, if they are not defined in the system, you can use anyone.
Okay.
Because anyways, we are not calculating this automatically by the system. Configuration is not maintained at any particular rule level. We even have not activated this functionality. So irrespective of what you select, it is not going to make any difference in your normal credit processing.
Yeah, because see, if business is looking at the data, they will definitely ask if there is no significance, why are we selecting the data? So, do we have anything to tell to them or?
Normally not. So normally I'll ask customer to either select this existing or maybe to select a new one. But otherwise, it is still mandatory. Like you cannot keep this blank. Most of the time, I think when you create a BP, it automatically picks this first one. So it definitely reduces the effort. So you don't need to select it manually, it will come automatically. And on the other hand, if you seriously want to use it, then definitely you need to change that before you save. Okay, so now if I want to check like whether this credit limit will work, if I want to simulate this, I can simulate here itself. I'll provide the information like, okay, this is my amount. This is the, let's say the limit of customer is 10,000, and if I provide the amount which is higher than that and the transaction date. So let's say if I'm doing the transaction today itself, on today's date, okay, and if I click on this credit check, it will tell me whether the check is getting performed or not. So credit check executed with rule 01. System has identified this is relevant to partner 182, and this is the total value. The message that you will get is the total limit is 10,000 and you are trying to process the transaction of 100,000, so you are exceeding by 90,000. Okay, because we defined a C, that is the reason we are getting this complete information. And as I told you, based on this checking rule 01, there are a lot of other checks are also getting performed. Like Dunning level is getting checked, oldest open item is getting checked, and then system is finally giving you the complete output that check was not successful because the credit limit is exceeding by 90,000 USD.
Gaurav?
Yes.
So here we are checking the credit limit at the segment level, right?
Yes.
So multiple BPs can be assigned to that segment, right?
No. This is related to this business partner. You can see 180.
Only, so it's always 1-to-1 BP to segment because we define the limit at segment level in the configuration, right? So is the system checking that for the validation?
Yes, system is checking based on what value you defined in the credit segment. So for example, in credit segment, you define the value as 100,000. So if any customer, if he tries to exceed that limit, system will throw error.
So we cannot define it by customer level. It's always at the segment.
By customer, I think even in ECC it was not possible, right? Even in ECC also you were defining in OVA, and OVA was not specific to customer.
Gaurav, Manish here. In FD32, we individually and collectively define for the customer, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
In FD32, so let me check if there is an option here also. Where exactly you're defining this?
The first field, credit limit.
Oh, this is a credit limit. This is the normal credit limit. How much is available for this customer? So this is this one. What you defined here.
There is also more screens also. Please proceed next one. I believe there is a next
Yes.
screen also. There is individual and collective also. 100% there is.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So maximum permitted credit limit. So one is the total amount and then the individual amount, which means per document, right? And
Yes.
currency.
Even there is collective also. I'm not getting that screen, but there is collective also. Means one customer is also, if it is means extended, then it gets checked. Means in the company code. 1 second. Internal. There is Gaurav. Means collective and individual both.
Okay. Let me see if something is available here also for that. Yes. Yes, here it is. Hello.
Yes, Gaurav.
Yes, here you can define. So whatever checks are available at the credit segment level, you can also define all those checks at the customer level also. So here, for example, this is the check for maximum document value. Okay, and you can specify what is the amount from date to date. Okay, so that will be taken care here from this particular tab.
Okay.
We will try this, any one combination. Okay, so currently I am processing without specifying anything here, and then we will try this also. So let me just remove this from here. Maybe I need to go back. Okay, so I think we already defined the credit limit for this customer. So if I go for this information, yes, this 10,000 has been defined as credit limit of this customer. Now if I try to process a sales order, and if the value goes beyond this particular limit, I'm expecting that system should give error. Okay, it should provide us the warning message that the sales order is exceeding by whatever amount will be providing.
Yeah, Gaurav, sorry, can you please go to the simulate function again?
Yes. Okay, let me take this with entering these parameters also. Let me go to this change mode. Okay, and if I enter this parameter here that for step 20, and let's say the maximum document value is 20,000, sorry, not 20,000, maximum document value 5,000. Currency is INR. Combination info category 00 and input type, what exactly it is. So information category, let's go for collateral. I need to check this. This is something which I cannot try. So let me check exceptions is something which is not required, and no, let me just check this. I have not checked this in any of the system, because normally what happens is when you work on the conversion projects, SAP has provided the tool to which whatever data is mentioned in your FB32 screen, that gets automatically copied into the new screen. So whatever customers you have created and the credit master data which is available in FB32, once you use that tool, automatically that will become your business partner, and all the information, whatever you entered in FB32, will become available here in this screen.
Hey, Gaurav, Manish here. Hello.
Yes. Yes, Manish.
Yes. But like in the new system S/4HANA, there are many new options are available. Like in FD32, there were limited options. Like, and how it matches? Just my question is like in the new system, there are new options, many new options. Like in FD32, we were maintaining as a master data. Here in the master data under role, we are defining that limit and the new functions. So how it is matching with these new options? Am I clear?
You mean the fields, how they are matching?
Yes, with the fields. Like in FD32, it is defined in a different way, and here it is defined in a role under different tabs. So how it is matching, and even the options are new.
Yes. So there are a lot of options. Let's say, for example, as I told you, if you go for this general data, okay, and you go for credit profile, there are some options which are related to the totally new functionalities, which are never available in AR FI credit management. But we definitely need to understand whatever fields are available in FD32, through which name they are available in this new system. That is something which will be definitely required, because as you said, so for example, if I want to have the maximum document value, how I can enter it here, and some other information, whatever I was able to enter in FD32, which field is mapped in this particular screen. That is something which what I'll do is I'll just create a Excel sheet in which I'll take all the dump of the fields which are available in current FD32 screen vis-a-vis which fields are corresponding to this particular new screen of UKM_BP. I think that will serve your purpose.
Yes, then only we can correlate the things, because it's a big topic, FSCM, and this means AR credit management. What I feel, because else we cannot correlate how it is working, this credit segment and all the things. We are just checking the one customer, and if it is working for means thousands of the customer, if our concept is not means very proper, then we cannot work. What I feel.
Exactly. I got your point.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Please proceed.
Yeah. So normally, I think at the top level, what we do is this risk class, check rule. These are the basic information that we maintain for each and every customer. But definitely, yes, there are some customers where we needed to maintain the additional information. So how exactly that fields are mapped with the new screen, that is something which I will come back to you. Okay. So now let me.
One more thing. In ECC, we use simple credit check, static, and dynamic. So how this is related in S/4HANA also? How we will do this in S/4HANA? That's simple. I think nobody uses. But static and dynamic, how both the things will configure in S/4HANA? It's we want to know. Like that will be help us to understand. More apart from that, more things are there, because a lot of things are there we can see, but we are not able to grasp how the things are from that one and this one.
Everything will be clear. Don't worry about that. But let me tell you, to answer your question, simple credit check, as I told you, it was not available in. Sorry, it was available in ECC, but many of the customers were already migrated to automatic credit check. Now within automatic, we have dynamic and we have static. So as I told you, if you go to this rule, checking rule, you will find the option of static credit check also. So if I go for SPRO, financial supply chain management, credit risk monitoring, credit limit check, and define the checking rules. Okay, so this is something, there are different tools. If you only want to perform the statistical, you can go there. If you only want to perform the dynamic, you can come here. And if you go to this default all credit checks, if you go here and you can see the static check for credit exposure. Okay, and credit segment wise, you can have the exposure, like whatever you want. Whatever horizon you want to provide. Okay, this is something that you are looking for. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. But it will be good if we try one scenario. So instead of just seeing this, we'll be seeing one scenario, complete end-to-end scenario. So whatever fields, whatever things comes in your mind, let me know. I'll definitely show you all that things. Only thing is, we need to identify what are the things we were able to do in FD32. As I already told you, if I map the fields, then this will become very clear. Nothing. I'm 100% sure there is none of the functionality which was available in FD32 is not available. All those things are available. Only thing is we need to map the fields where exactly the new fields are available. That is the only thing that we need to understand.
Okay.